So, hello and welcome to the Forever a Phase podcast. With myself, Sam, and I run the Forever a Phase, and then we've got Rob and Gareth. Do you want to introduce yourselves?
Sure, I'll go first. I'm Rob. I have been listening to this music for as long as I can remember, and I'm always on the hunt for new bands, which is what got me in contact with Sam. Often find me at the live shows, but these days I can't be stood at the front because I've had both knees replaced through surgery. But I'll be at the back. I'll be nodding my head, and I'd love to share some more recommendations.
And I'm Gareth. I'm from a band called A Night in November. And you will also find me at shows. I love supporting the local scene. I love supporting any band, really, or anyone creative. If you're doing something creative, you want some help, you want me to buy something, I'm usually there. I like to support people.
I can confirm that Gareth's given Forever a Phase a lot of support and help over the years, which is amazing. And then I am Sam, and I run Forever a Phase. Like I said earlier, I have been doing this for about 3 years now. We started with doing forgotten pop punk songs, and it's grown and grown into now doing podcasts, which is insane, but there we go. Welcome to the first ever Forever a Phase podcast, and thank you for being here. And if you can subscribe, then that would be amazing. So let's start. So first off, we have question of the week. Gareth?
Yeah, so the question of the week was, how have you been? It's a bit of a straightforward one. How have you been? What have you been listening to? What have you been doing? The thing is, I've not done the questions of the week for a little while because we've not been doing the shows. So I brought one back, and I just thought, I've been out of the game a little bit. I've not been speaking too much. We've been busy.
But it made a lot of sense for the first podcast as well, just to get a little kind of intro with each other and get some ideas.
Just to see where everyone's at. So did we get anyone actually answering, or?
We didn't.
Everyone's fine then.
Everyone's doing good.
I saw that
no one's listening to anything.
Someone was listening to music.
Well, thank you, Gareth. I've been really well. I've been busy. With my job, I travel a lot, so I've been down to London for the past couple of weeks. But that means getting a train. And for me, that means setting up playlists, downloading them onto my Spotify, and just seeing what sticks. And what's been sticking more than anything else lately has been going back into Kids in Glass House's back catalogue, particularly the In Gold Blood album, because I was there for the first couple of albums, I think up to Dirt, and then just didn't really interact with them much since then. But they've always been around my radar, but not dived into. So I took the time to go in, and it's a really well put together album. Like, you can tell they've been aiming for those almost stadium level hits and just big choruses, catchy hooks. So sitting there by yourself listening to it, you just want to move, you just want to jump about. I've been thoroughly enjoying it.
So you just sat on a train stressing out because you can't stand up and dance, basically?
I have been sat on a train melting. If I stood up and danced as well, I'd be leaving the trail behind me.
Yeah, I've been listening to a lot of the more like dancey pop punk alt rock that's around at the moment. So like Broadside, The Home Team,
Great bands.
In Her Own Words, like that kind of thing. I've been proper into the kind of same as Rob, really, that kind of dancey kind of like want to get you move kind of music. But I've also been listening to a lot of the Blink-182's Take Off Your Pants and Jacket, because obviously they released the deluxe, and we finally got song that I probably can't actually say the name of the song on this podcast, but everyone knows what I mean, which has been nice. I used to listen to that. I used to have like a Walkman that I'd put in my pocket, like in my blazer at like high school, and I'd play that song. I'd play that album. So yeah,
seminal album. Yeah, I've been listening to that as well. Because you sometimes forget that it's there, don't you? Because it's just always there. But yeah, adding those new tracks or the old new tracks.
Yeah.
I've not heard them in so long. So yeah, brilliant. I've been listening to Cartel as well. Do you know Cartel at all?
I do know Cartel.
Aware of yeah.
Yeah, I started to get into. I was sort of aware of them, but they came up on my my socials, and I was like, I've not really paid enough attention to these guys, so I'm listening to them at the moment.
Chrome is a fantastic album.
I've started digging in, but yeah, I think I'll be a big fan by the end of the month.
Can I put it to you, Sam, that potentially the reason we're going for the more bouncy music lately is because of the weather. Like when it gets colder, you just want a little bit more of that, neck deep December, a little bit of the introspective, wrap yourself in a
100%.
Alkaline Trio is mine. When I get to the end of the year, it's Alkaline Trio comes on and it doesn't stop until spring.
Well, I got myself well into the sweaty embrace of Midwest emo and didn't come back out until only a couple of months ago.
Yeah, I started listening to it for the first time, and I think that was because it was a rainy day and it just made sense. I was on like a bus or something, it was raining, and I was like, I wonder what, because I've never really got into it, Midwest emo, so I was like, I'll see what it's like, and I really enjoy it now. So
you have to be in the mood for it, don't you? But yeah, I love it. I love those guitars. That's the beauty of it. And you know what? It can go for sunny weather or it can go for rainy weather. It doesn't matter. Whatever mood you're in, it's nice.
I think it's one of those genres where most people don't just dip into it. If you get into it, you get really into it. Like I know way back when Sam used to run the subscriber votes or spin the wheels for people picking a band and suggesting a playlist of songs. My one was the Front Bottoms, who were a fantastic Midwest emo band. But I think there was only me and one other person watching the live, but the comments were still going just as fast as if we had 20 other people in there.
I remember that, yeah. I've actually been listening to a lot of those playlists again, because obviously it's basically just because I used to do was it an hour or
somewhere around that
of a certain band. So I'd literally just play, I'd make a playlist of their best songs and then just play it for an hour, just that band. And I've been really getting into those playlists recently, like Jimmy Eat World, Blink-182, Less Than Jake I've been listening to a lot. And yeah, I've just actually they're really good playlist because it's the band, it's the best songs, and I've basically put it together to kind of work as a playlist, as a show. So
Jimmy Eat World are one of my favorite bands of all time. And then you speak to people and they think it's just one song, but that's the
depth of their catalog is staggering.
Yeah, I got really into their album Surviving. I think Surviving, is that right? A couple of years ago, and that's I think it's such an underrated album. And,
I think All the Way Stay is one of my favorite songs.
Oh yeah, so good. And I just think you can go back all the way back to the early back catalogue, and you can dive into that, and it still sounds fresh and new. So I think they're an underrated band for sure. They've sort of dropped into that pop punk. This is pop punk category, but they're not really, are they?
No.
No, I read an article. It was an interview with Jimmy himself, Jim Atkins, and he was saying that the tours they get invited on and the shows they get invited on, there is no one size fits Jimmy Eat World. They'll be playing with ska bands, they'll be playing with heavy bands, because they just fit. They're just appreciated with what they bring to the table around any of those different genres.
I went to see them at 2000 Trees, and they headlined that. It was years ago now, but yeah, that was really good. It was really good seeing them, and I've not seen them again since. They just I just can't seem to align the time to see them. Always busy when they come around. But it's definitely a band I want to go and see it live again for sure.
I'll be your plus one. Getting the chance to hear Sweetness live would be an experience.
We went. Our drummer Costa, he loves them as well, and he'd only seen them live a few times. But he was with me at 2000 Trees, and I don't think he'd ever. I think it was Blister. I don't think he'd ever heard that live before. I think it was that one. And I just remember seeing his face just sort of light up when it was like, "What's this one?" Do you know? So brilliant, so good.
Brilliant. Yeah, no, I saw them support Frank Turner, which was a bit of a weird one. But it kind of made sense in a
bit of DIY aesthetic.
It's strange because she said this is the thing we're about the genres, how Jimmy can fit with anything. But you mentioned Front Bottoms earlier, and I went to see Blink-182 supported by Frank Turner and Front Bottoms.
And Front Bottoms, yeah, I was there.
And then Frank Turner's being supported by Jimmy Eat World. It's weird how they fit into these categories. Strange.
Who was it? I think it was either last year or early this year. I think there was like a American country singer who had the Front Bottoms open for him, because my TikTok was going wild with all these people who never heard of them and just weren't expecting what was there. The name escapes me. I can look it up later, or if anyone in the comments either went or knows what I'm talking about, that's a great way to expose people who wouldn't have otherwise found them.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I think if you've got a good like promoter, good booking agent, then they do kind of understand that you don't just have to have every single band be in the same genre as the main band. Like, it's actually can be a better show if you are kind of mixing it a little bit and getting different fan bases in the building.
Was it Zach Bryan by any chance, Rob?
It might be. That rings a bell.
I've just seen a Reddit here that says Front Bottoms going country or Zach Bryan going Midwest emo. I love country. I love Midwest emo. I love pop punk. So I'd go and see them together. There's a bit of a crossover there.
That's the thing, isn't it? Most people do, like, especially with pop punk. A lot of people who listen to pop punk will listen to a lot of different stuff. Like, you do kind of find that, like, you'll talk to one person, their main music will be metal and metalcore, but they'll listen to pop punk, and then you'll have others that country, pop punk. It is very diverse.
I suppose sometimes the pop punk is just literally someone singing with a guitar as well, though, isn't it? It's just how you play it.
Yeah,
it's the same as country, but when you've got you couldn't have someone like NoFX, I don't think, playing with a country band. I can't imagine that happening.
Probably not, no.
But this is the thing about the genres.
In there or something.
Well, yeah, but I think even when I went to see Alkaline Trio with NoFX, they felt like they weren't the same sort of genre either. They felt off for some reason together. But I think it's just though there's the range of what we talk about when we talk about pop punk is massive, isn't it? It can mean something to someone and something entirely different to someone.
I completely agree with that.
Yeah,
I've had a lot of comments on, because I've been doing quizzes recently on TikTok and Instagram, but I've been doing from popular to obscure, and you get some people who are just like, that is not pop punk, and I'm like, I thought it was.
It's like I wouldn't consider, for example, Busted or McFly pop punk, but a lot of people do. I'd say they're pop, but with a pop punk, I don't know.
Pop rock word that exists.
Well, yeah, I don't know, but then clearly they could definitely support a band like Blink and be fine there. Do you know? So it's strange, but I think it's just sometimes a generational thing as well. Like when pop punk was, when I was younger, and pop punk was Blink-182 and Sum 41 and things like that. When they started adding the softer edged sort of stuff like McFly, it was almost like at that age you don't accept that sort of thing because it's someone sort of like popularizing what it was your thing, you know. Whereas if you grew up with it already, it just sounds the same. So I think that's the difference, isn't it? Sometimes, and it all comes down to like things like when people talk about metal music or rock music, like where do they fit in? It's up to you. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah,
if you like them,
be in the counterculture rather than
yeah. I think you take things a bit more seriously when you're younger, and when you find your group, you don't want that damaging, do you? You don't want that. You want to be in that sort of, this is my group. Don't you know? You can't have people who are on top of the pops in here. I don't know. As you get older, I think you just sort of think, you know, it doesn't really matter as long as I like it. And I think genres as a whole are so fluid.
I agree. Yeah, 100%.
I honestly can't think, like some bands I just don't think they can fit into a genre, so a lot of them just get thrown into that, you know, you're going to line up with these people, therefore you are XYZ.
You also get bands that evolve from kind of the pop punk into pop or whatever else they've decided to do. I think that's also a big part of why people will accept like Busted and Matt Flyer's pop punk when you look at Fall Out Boy, who like their more recent music is just pop, like it is pop, but because they're classed as a pop punk band, it then opens that door for the softer, like poppier side of the
you got Panic Disco, who are maybe more emo than pop punk at the beginning, but now just pure bubblegum Taylor Swift music.
Yeah. I do like McFly, by the way. I'm not about when I'm saying that. I do actually like them. I just wouldn't consider them pop punk.
Yeah, no, I completely. To be fair, with McFly, I wouldn't, but Busted, I would. So I'm kind of split in the middle of. I wouldn't, because I think.
What about Son of Dog?
Son of Dog were definitely pop punk.
I'd probably say Son of Dog were pop punk of the one song that I knew.
Would that be Ticket Out of Loserville, Gareth?
It probably was. I don't think I listened to it often. I think I listened to it once and said, no, I've heard enough of that. And moved on. I don't think I was a big fan of that one.
I saw them supporting Bottle for Soup.
Really?
Yeah.
When was that?
Oh.
Son of Dog supporting Bottle for Soup.
Son of Dog supporting Bottle for Soup, yeah. Get Happy
when I saw Bottle
06, 07, something like that.
Talking about variety on a lineup, when I saw Bowling for Soup, this was well over 10 years ago. They were headlining, and we also had The Leftovers, which was like an indie pop 4-piece. MC Lars, if anyone remembers.
Nice. Love MC Lars.
And Zebrahead.
Nice.
That's a very Bowling for Soup lineup.
Yeah. That's the perfect sort of day out, that one, isn't it? It's good.
Oh, it's fantastic. I think that was the first gig I went to by myself as well.
And where was that?
It was in Sheffield. This was when I lived. Where did I live? I've lived all over, by the way, for context. I think I lived in Rushden, which is kind of Milton Keynes way. But after the show, Ali, the rapper from Zebrahead, he signed my ticket. And I cherished that until I got my wallet stolen in Amsterdam. And some things aren't covered by insurance.
Terrible. Yeah, I got a ticket signed by MC Lars.
I've still got a ticket signed by MC Lars, I think. And what was the other? We talked about before, Sam. What was the other guy they went on tour with?
MC Chris.
No. There's MC Chris, and there's another one as well. MC Chris I did like, but obviously cancelled. I still do listen to MC Chris though. I do like his stuff. Was it MC? Oh, what was it? An MC? Weird Science. That was
Weird Science. That's the one.
Yeah. Science. He was great as well. That was a good lineup when it was MC Lars, MC Chris, and Weird Science on tour together. That was awesome.
That would be a good day out.
It was great. I think I went to see that and then bought tickets immediately for the next night after the night had ended. And I was like, I'm traveling to see these again because it was such a good night. Yeah, well worth the. I think it was like 12 quid or something as well. Probably. It was a long time ago.
That'll have been Akira the Don, MC Chris, Weird Science, and then MC
That's
Lars.
it. Yeah, Akira the Don as well. Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
Where did you see them?
I did Nottingham.
I did Nottingham. I think it was Manchester or Sheffield. I can't remember.
We were at the same show.
Yeah, I was the front.
I'm sure we were at quite a few, to be fair. Like,
was it probably? Was there? Were you at the show? Because obviously I saw them twice. One of the shows, Weird Science's jeans ripped halfway through and slowly degraded. Was it? Was there that one?
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm listening to you, but I can't stop looking at your trousers slowly degrading. What a night! He just kept ignoring it as well. I would have pointed it out probably.
Own it.
Yeah, own it. But yeah, he just kept ignoring the fact that his trousers were slowly falling backwards somehow from the bottom up.
Right.
I'm glad. Do you remember that then? Like,
yeah, I remember it. Yeah, I remember it.
So we're at the same gig, watching someone's trousers slowly come off. Memorable.
It was memorable.
To be honest, though, I went to you do remember the weird sort of gigs, don't you? Because I've been to see New Found Glory so many times. Not so much recently, but I used to go every time they toured. The one I remember the most is when the leads. Well, two I remember most. One is when someone stage dived off the stage and was flying towards me. I ducked out of the way, and his foot went straight into the girl's face behind me and knocked her teeth completely out. Basically, I remember that one is horrible, and everyone was like, "What do we do?" And so I remember that really well, and I also remember the time the lead singer spat directly in my mouth.
Lovely.
And it's one of those I can't really forget that gig now. I remember being at the front going, "Hey!" and then he just went, and straight in.
Pay for that, Gareth.
Yeah, I've not brushed my teeth since. That's a joke, by the way.
Right. Let's move on swiftly.
Oral hype.
Today's show brought to you by Oral-B.
Okay, so next up we have the Music Radar, where every week, every show, we will, I will show you to a new band that I have found, and then obviously that's also showing everyone else that's watching a new band. And this week we have Mint Club, who are a pop punk band from Canada. So yeah,
it's toothpaste as well. I like it. Nice segue.
A little bit, yeah. So let's listen to 30 seconds of that, and then we will talk about it.
It's you, you're always pushing me down. Grind me into a pulp and spit me out. It's you, you always get what you want. Not a drop of blood ever spills out.
Okay, so that was Mint Club with Pulp. What did you think, Gareth?
Yeah, I thought it was brilliant. It was really energetic. It was really fun and catchy. I kept thinking it was a little bit neck deep, but with a little bit of zebra head there. I love the backing vocals. There's some backing vocals that very, not quite screams, but added that, made it a little bit punchier. And I just thought it's a well-crafted song, and I think the video as well was really, really great, really fun, and overall just a good solid tune. Yeah, really impressed.
What about you, Rob?
Yeah, they've got something special there. That's catchy. The chorus, you can sing along just after listening to it one time. I'm with you there on the neck deep comparison. It reminds me of when I first showed 4 Years Strong to a friend, and he said, "Well, this is pop punk with balls." That's what this felt like listening to that, especially when they went into the kind of heavier breakdown portion of it. It sounded a lot like early 4 Years Strong.
Yeah, I think they're an absolutely great band. I think that the songwriting on that particular track, but then on other tracks that I've listened to as well, are impeccable. Like, is got all the right things, like a really good catchy hook, and then that bridge, and then like, yeah, I think it's a really great song.
I'll be listening to that again.
Me too.
Same. And they're from Canada, did you say?
Yes, they are from Canada.
And how long have they been together? You know?
A while, I believe.
Yeah, I mean, if that was the first one, I'd be very surprised. You can tell they've been writing together for a little while, at least.
Yeah, I think they have been writing for a while. I think so. This is their. I think they've just released like the full first album, but it's kind of coming from songs that I think they formed in 2020. So,
Okay.
6 years ago. That's when they first released a song. So
Oh,
they've been around a while, and yeah, that I absolutely love when bands do that. Like they've been around for a while and they kind of start figuring out their sounds and their music, and then they pick all the best songs that they've released over that time and put it into their debut album. Like it just, yeah, I think it's the best way of doing it.
Yeah, the first album's almost your most important one, and it's the one you get the most time to create. After that,
Exactly.
pressure's on for the follow-up.
Agreed. Yeah. Yeah, that's why there's so many bands that have like unbelievable debut albums, because like a lot of them do kind of, they're releasing EPs and singles and then pick those best, or they're like playing live for a while and then they pick the best songs that people love, they put them on that album and then they release it, and it's a great way of like, because you know that people like those songs. So
Yeah, they get the feedback.
yeah.
Is this a fairly new song, this one?
I think this one has, yes, I believe so. I think this is this hasn't been released as a single or in an EP before, so this is literally for the album.
Cool. I'm going to go back and listen to some of their other stuff, I think. Yeah. Because I can hear there's some really good stuff in there. And yeah, if they've got a full album worth of stuff, it must be worth listening to.
Yeah, they've got a song that's got Walwyn featured as well.
Ah, nice.
Who is obviously a big staple in the British pop punk scene.
Yeah.
So
excellent. Are they have they got any UK tours coming up?
I believe not, but Mint Club, if you want to do Palooza next year, talk to me.
Get the groundswell.
I was at a festival at the weekend, which I was invited along to. So it wasn't really something I usually listen to, but it was folk music. So I don't usually listen to folk music, but it was nice to go along. There was lots to do there, and they'd done a festival swap with bands from Newfoundland. So there was loads of. They basically did a stage takeover, and then as like an agreement back, they did a festival in Canada where they shipped out UK bands. Just one paid for the flight for everyone to go out there, the other paid for the flights the other way around. And I thought it was such a good idea.
That's a great idea.
To be able to get, yeah, and it was great. So actually, I really enjoyed it because I got to listen to Canadian folk music all day, pretty much, and yeah, it was really nice. But it was just, yeah, that's.
Was it a lot of like single artists? So obviously, I've now got.
No, they had bands on as well.
But
yeah, they had a couple of single artists, but mainly it was bands. Yeah, but that was such a cool idea. So I think we did about time we had a. Can you do that, Sam? Can we get a pop punk Canada crossover?
It would be nice. The only issue is obviously at the moment I wouldn't be able to buy flights for people, so that's why it's really hard getting bands over.
I'll take Gareth's phrasing of shipping them over there, literally. Just
yeah. I mean, I could do that.
Like a freight ship.
Yeah, freight ship.
You could technically
one of those big what are they, like containers? All the bands just go in there and ship them over. Fine.
You know what? I know some bands who would do that if it was legal.
You guys would to go play.
Well,
in
yeah, to
Canada,
be fair,
wouldn't you?
Throw in a 2 litre of Pepsi Max and a packet of cigarettes. They'll be fine.
I mean, when
And
when's
a
it happening?
framed picture of Ainsley Harriott.
What?
Moral, yeah.
What moral support?
That's just the best. What do they call it? Best. What bands ask for?
Oh,
Rider. That's just the
Rider.
best rider I've ever had.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, yeah.
Stick that in there too. Yeah,
Like the
brilliant.
whole blue M&Ms or blue.
Yeah, yeah,
thing,
exactly.
isn't it? Not because they're being picky, because they want to make sure you're actually reading the detail.
Yeah.
Yeah. Our rider doesn't exist. It basically just, if you have us, we'll it's fine. We'll turn up.
We'll buy your things. Never mind.
But yeah, if you want to ship us over on some sort of some crate, I think we could probably make our way to like Iceland and then walk around. I think we could probably get there eventually.
Yeah, do that.
Make a documentary about it. It'd be great.
Or to walk up Norway, then cross Norway to Iceland, then we'll go Iceland to
Yeah, we'll get there
Greenland,
eventually.
Greenland, Canada, all the way down.
Ah, tell you what, if
Fine.
I was in my 20s, early 20s, and had no job or anything like that, I'd just do that. I think, like knowing what I know now, I think I'd do something stupid like that.
kind of
like just
wish I
ask
had
questions.
Stuff like that, yeah.
But it's like your man, what was it, True Yorkshire or whatever his name was, that did the insane run through all those countries.
Yeah. If you have no responsibilities, I think at the time though, when you're in it, you feel like you've got lots of responsibilities, so you just don't do it. But it gets more and more. But they pile on as you get older.
So this is us saying, if you're in your early 20s,
Travel.
Go do that crazy thing.
Do that crazy thing. Yeah.
Do that crazy thing.
As long as it's legal and,
As long-
yeah.
Our last segment of the day is a bit of fun. It is Ultimate Band. So each of us have submitted a band of which comprises of a singer, a guitarist, a bassist, and a drummer, and we'll say why we've picked each member, and then you guys can let us know what the ultimate band from our picks is. So you need to pick one singer, one guitarist, one bassist, and one drummer from the 12 that have been given for all of them. So 3 each. So who wants to go first?
Why don't you go first, Sam?
Fine, I will go first. So for singer, I have picked Patrick Stump because I think he is one of the best vocalists in the pop punk world. I've just the range that he has is absolutely insane, and I also think he's something a little bit different in the pop punk. Like he's less of that nasally, like that a lot of the bands do, and I just really love him as a singer. He's great. So then guitarist, I have gone for Alex Garcia, who is the guitarist of Mayday Parade, one of my favorite bands. I think he pulls everything together. Obviously, they have a couple of guitarists, but he's the one that he's the main guitar, and he does all of the solos and everything else. And he is fantastic. He proper shreds. Like if you go see them live, he is insane. He's so good. But also, I think with the style that Mayday Parade are, it brings quite a lot with the guitar, because they also have like piano and they bring a lot of other music instruments into it. So the guitar needs to kind of sing a little bit more when you have that many instruments in the band. So yeah, I love Mayday Parade and Alex Garcia. And then we have bassist, and I have gone for. Who did I go for?
Jake fella, didn't you?
Was it Roger Lima?
I have gone for Roger Lima of Less Than Jake, which, yeah, I was listening to Less Than Jake and I was like, it makes total sense to have Roger in here because he is an insane bassist. Like, you listen to a lot of the bass in Less Than Jake and it is like he's allowed to have a lot of freedom and he does kind of play these crazy bass lines.
He's the one with dreadlocks, isn't he?
Yes, he is. He also sings, so he can be the backing vocalist. But yeah, I just think like Less Than Jake, like in this band, he'd bring a crazy amount of kind of really cool bass lines to it because obviously they're more like ska with like pop punk, so it does have that kind of like bass led hooks. So yeah, had to be Roger Lima. And then drums, it was Cyrus Baluki. Hopefully I've said that right. I'm terrible at pronouncing names. Of Newfound Glory. Again, I love Newfound Glory. I think he, as a drummer, always pulls everything together. And yeah, I think he's awesome. So that is my band, Patrick Stump, and then Alex Garcia, Roger Lima, and Cyrus Baluki. Who wants to go next?
I can go next. So I went for Adam Lazzara as the lead singer from Taking Back Sunday. Now I know he's not been on his game as much recently. I know people probably say, he's lost it a little bit. And to be honest, last time I saw him live, he didn't quite blow me away like they had. But back in the day, we're talking perfect band here. As a frontman, he knew how to work that crowd, and he could.
Yeah, I agree.
He controlled the crowd. He made them move. He would part the ways and walk through the middle. The mic was flying around all over the place, and the energy was crazy. It was an amazing frontman. I don't know. I mean, again, I've not seen them for years, but I get told all the time that they're not as good as they were, and he can't hit those highs like he used to. So I'm talking about him at his prime. Yeah, he could get back there. I don't know, but maybe he's had a few off days. I don't know. Sometimes you can see a band and it's just a certain time of year, or they've been touring for a year and suddenly his voice is cracked. Who knows? But when I talk about it, like when I think about him as in a live show, it's blown me away when I've seen him in the past. And putting on an excellent show. And like he can get low, he can get high, and he could hold a note. So I see Rob's face. I'm not sure. Maybe you've seen him more recently, but yeah, that's why I'd put him.
Seen videos.
Yeah,
I saw them at Slam Dunk this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe an off day, but in his prime. So then, if you look through all these selections, they're all people who probably were in the prime the best they were as well, to be fair.
But, that's kind of what we're...
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So I put Dave Batch. Is that how you say his surname, actually? I'm not sure. I always call him Brown Sound.
Brown Sound, yeah.
Yeah, so Brown Sound from Sum 41. So his riffs are phenomenal, but he's also an excellent rhythm guitarist. So that's why I've chosen, because he can make the simplest rhythms sound interesting, and he can really shred as well. So he's got the full range, and he just knows what he's doing, doesn't he? So I would love to hear what he could do in this band. Then I put Dan Angiano from Alkaline Trio as the bass player. Now, a big Alkaline Trio fan, so I had to have someone from Alkaline Trio in there. And I chose Dan because his bass playing is very underrated, I think. If you listen to the way he supports a three-piece band and fills in those gaps, he makes sure that every note makes sense and hits when it should do, and he can create emotion out of those bass strings as well, which I think is a very much underrated thing. It's almost orchestral the way he does it. So yeah, I think he's underrated, and I think I'd love to. And he can do singing as well. So I don't know what he'd sound like with Adam, but maybe. There's a few times when I've seen Alkali Trio and he's sort of had to do the lead singing, but maybe he could fill in. We'll see. And then I put Alex from A Day to Remember as the drummer. Alex is it Shellnut? Shellnut?
I think so.
I don't know how to pronounce his surname, but Shellnut sounds sounds right. I don't know, but his drumming, I just think it's so energetic, and it's also he does it really interesting signatures, and he can make a very basic song sound very hard. Do you know, make it sound really cool. And so it's a bit of a mix of it's a weird bag, a bit of an emo lead singer and a little pop punk there, a little bit hardcore. But I think it'd be a really interesting sound, especially if you could hear like the guitar with the shredding sound with the drums, but then we strip back and we hear more of the bass. You know, I think it'd be an interesting band combo. But back in the day, yeah, I think the majority of them are still doing really well. But Adam, if you're listening, which I'm sure you're not, I still believe in you. I think you still. You never know. You never know.
All right, my one. So picture yourselves in the audience, blank stage in front of you. You start to hear some bass pick up. Starting to feel a bit bouncy. You're thinking, hey, this is a vibe. Who's playing that? Spotlight on Flea from Red Hot Chili Peppers. One of the best bass players, I should say, in the world. Just untouchable on that instrument. Mm-hmm. Able to fit it in almost any kind of setup you're after. But the bass doesn't stay alone. Because who else fills in the rhythm section? Travis Barker on drums. I love this man so much, to the point where he is so good at picking projects that he gets involved in and just elevating them up. Like, I wasn't a big fan of MGK, but the work he did with Travis Barker is great. I hadn't really heard of Kenny Hoopla before, but he collabed with Travis Barker on his album, and the tracks that they've done together are sensational. So Travis Barker, drums, Flea on bass, and then your guitar comes in with the name we heard earlier in this podcast, Jim Adkins from Jimmy Eat World. He can do your soft and slow and soothing that touches your soul. He can do your hard and rocking, getting the crowd on their feet and pumping. But there's one spotlight left. And you see someone of a bit of a shorter stature walking up. And the whole crowd will be in the palm of their hand for the entire set, because this is Miss Hayley Williams. Just nice. A perfect front person. I went along to the Eras tour, and for all of those people in Wembley that were there for Taylor Swift, Paramore, Hayley had the meeting out the palm of her hand for their support set. Just so much energy, passion in that small package. I would stay in that crowd and listen to those four for as long as they'd let me.
That'd be an insane band.
Yeah.
So yeah, let us know who your four would be. Let us know who it would be in general, but also let us know in terms of the ultimate band for, and then I'll let you know who the ultimate band of our picks, the 12 people we've picked next week.
Speaking of Thor, yeah, Rob, I've noticed your Thor behind you is drastically oversized compared to Spider-Man and is that Thanos?
It is Spider-Man. I was talking to Sam about this before you joined. As a parent, you try and get your kids into what you're into. So some of them are my old toys, some of them are ones that he's got, and they don't make them like they used to. So you might see some different figures here each week.
I look forward to it. Can we try and get the scale right though next time?
Brilliant. So yeah, thank you so much for watching today. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll be back next week for even more. So yeah, thank you so much. Make sure you are subscribing, follow A Night in November, and yeah, big love to you all. Thank you for watching.
Take care.
Thank you. Bye.